बिस्मिल्लाहिर्रहमानिर्रहीम। मैं पहले थोड़ा सा अपना इंट्रोडक्शन करा दूं। मेरा नाम ताहिर सलीम है और मैंने 1974 में एनईडी से इलेक्ट्रिकल में पास आउट किया और 1980 में एमबीए किया। मैं कुछ अर्सा सीमेंस में मैंने काम किया। उसके बाद सिंध अल्कलीज जो एक प्रोसेस प्लांट था सोडा ऐश को प्रोड्यूस करता था, उसमें मैंने कुछ काम किया। 2000 में मेरी एक ये कंसल्टिंग फर्म है यूनाइटेड इंजीनियरिंग सर्विसेज के हवाले से, और इसमें मैं टेक्निकल ट्रेनिंग्स में इम्पार्ट कर रहा हूँ। तो इसमें डिफरेंट टॉपिक्स में आपसे मेरा ताल्लुक रहता है, और इस हवाले से अगर आपको कोई प्रॉब्लम भी आए तो आप मुझसे बात कर सकते हो। और आज का टॉपिक बहुत अच्छा है, पावर क्वालिटी, जो बड़ा एक निगलेक्टेड है कि लोगों को इसका कंसेप्ट नहीं है। सिंपल इलेक्ट्रिकल का तो लोग ये समझते हैं कि हमने 3 कनेक्शन कर दिए और बस ये है कि जी मोटर चल गई, बाकी सारे मेरे मसले मसाइल हल हो गए, मोटर बंद नहीं होनी चाहिए। लेकिन ये कि पावर क्वालिटी के हवाले से एक बड़ा इंपॉर्टेंट इशू है कि जैसे आप अपनी सेहत के लिए मिनरल वाटर को प्रीफर करते हैं, और लेकिन जाने क्या कहते हैं, इसी तरह पावर क्वालिटी में प्रॉपर आपको मैं डेफिनेशन आपको बताऊंगा कि प्रॉपर फ्रीक्वेंसी और प्रॉपर वोल्टेज के हिसाब से आपको एनर्जी इनपुट जो जिस भी इलेक्ट्रिकल कंपोनेंट को आप दे रहे हैं, तो वो उसमें क्या कहते हैं आप उसमें देंगे। सो लेट्स स्टार्ट विद आवर प्रेजेंटेशन and you can ask your question at the end. So Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. And the power quality is a very important subject. Statistical data in the worldwide said that the revenue losses in breakdown is less than the power quality problems. So if you are running a company, a process industry, the power quality is very important, and the use of this power electronics in the industry as well as in the process industry also, this necessitated some action on power quality, some awareness on power quality. So you have to be very careful about this when you are using a power electronics equipment in your. I have so many examples with me. I have done so much power quality audit in that process industries, and I know that there is a lot of problem if you are using UPS computers, VFD. This is all called the non-linear loads, and the non-linear loads need in designing some special considerations. So let's start with, I will discuss something about the introduction to power quality, then voltage dip, characteristic of equipment sensitivity, voltage and balance, solution for voltage and balance, flicker and its sources, effects of voltage fluctuation and harmonics and its effect on solution. That is also very important. This is the most important in power quality, harmonics, impact of harmonics. Now, electrical power is perhaps the most essential raw material used by commercial and industry today. It is an unusual commodity because it is required as a continuous flow. It cannot be conveniently stored in quantity, and it can be subject to quality assurance checks before it is used. There are some limited statistics available on the quality of the delivered power, but the acceptable quality level as perceived by the supplier and the industry regulator may be very different from that required or perhaps desired by the consumer. I will discuss something about the IEEE and IEC regulations, limitations for that harmonics, what is required. In the presentation end, you will find them, what is required in there. Now, the most obvious power defects are complete interruption, maybe the complete breakdown, which may last for a few seconds to several hours. This will also disturb your power quality, and voltage dips or sags. This depends on the timings, where the voltage dip to a lower value for a short duration. Naturally, long power interruption are a problem for all users, but many operations are very sensitive to even very short interruption. Now, like my plant, it was a continuous process operation. A continuous operation where short interruption can disrupt the synchronization of the machinery and result in large volumes of semi-processed product. Multi-stage batch operation, this is an industry where interruption during one process can destroy the value of a previous operations. Data processing, where the value of the transaction is high but the cost of processing is low, such as share and foreign exchange dealings. So This will also damage your electronic equipment also. So what to do? A perfect power supply would be a one, that is the definition. That is always available, always within voltage and frequency tolerance, and has a pure noise free sinusoidal wave shape. Just how much deviation from perfection can be tolerated depends on the user's application, the type of equipment installed, and his view of this requirement. So, like a mineral water, you need a pure power quality within limits of voltage tolerance, frequency tolerance, noise reduction, etc. So, this will perfectly run your plant smoothly, maintenance free. Now, coming to the voltage dips is a short reduction in a complete loss of RMS voltage. It is specified in terms of duration. A retained voltage usually expressed as a percentage of nominal RMS voltage remaining at the lowest point during the dip. A voltage dip means that required energy is not being delivered to the load, and this can have serious consequences depending on the type of loads involved. Voltage sags. Longer term reductions in voltage are usually caused by a deliberated reduction of voltage by the supplier to reduce the load at times of maximum demand, or by an unusually weak supply in relation to the load. General cause. There are two main causes of voltage dips: starting of the large loads either on the affected sites or by consumer. If you start a one big load like a big motor or megawatt motor, you can have experience of voltage dip. Dips caused by large loads. When heavy loads are started, such as large drives, the starting current can be many times the normal running current. Since the inrush current will be very high, that will reduce the voltage drop. The voltage will be dropped. Since the supply and the cabling of the installations are dimensioned for normal running current, the high initial current causes a voltage drop in both the supply network and the installation. And this have to you decided according to your process plant what where you are using is how much dip is allowed. Normally 25 to 30% dip may be allowed, but generally for the sensitive loads it should not be more than 5%. The magnitude of effect depends on how strong the network is, that is how low the impedance is at the point of common coupling, and on the impedance of the installation cabling. Dips caused by starting currents are characterized by being less deep and much longer than those caused by network faults, typically from 1 to several seconds, a tenth of seconds rather than less than 1 second. Solution will be, if applicable to the equipment in question, is to fit a soft starter so that starting current is limited. That is the very good use of a soft starter. You develop your starting current in a ramp way, and this ramp will reduce your voltage dip, but it is required for rather longer. Another solution is to negotiate with the supply company for lower impedance connection, but this may be expensive depending on the geography of the network in the area. In Pakistan, we have a lot of problem in voltage dips. The utility company could not furnish our the required voltage as per contract. Characteristics of the equipment: sensitive electronic equipment power supplies, such as those used in personal computers and programmable logic controllers, imply a reservoir capacitor to smooth out the peaks of the full wave rectified waveform. So there should be inherently resilience or short duration dips. The larger the capacitor, the greater the difference between the stored capacitor voltage and the minimum required for the internal voltage converters to operate, the better the resilience will be. Designers will always try to reduce the size of the capacitor to a minimum to reduce size, weight and cost, while ensuring that the charge stored is just sufficient at minimum voltage and maximum load. For good dip resilience, a much larger capacitor is required, at least twice as large to enable the equipment to ride through one cycle and 100 times as large if 1 second ride through was required. An alternative design strategy is to keep the minimum input voltage as low as possible to maximize the hold up time of the system. The hold up time will be much greater than with a 230 volt supply than it will be a American voltage 110 volt supply. Variable speed drives can be damaged by voltage dips and are usually fitted with under voltage detectors that trip at 15 to 30% below nominal voltage. Induction motors have inertia, so they may help to support the load during a short dip, regenerating energy as they slow down. This energy has to be replaced as the motor reaccelerates, and if the speed is reduced to less than 95%, it will draw nearly the full startup current. Since all the motors are starting together, this may be the cause of the further problems. Relays or contactors are also sensitive to voltage dips and can often be weakest link to the system. It has been established that the device may drop out during a dip even when the retained voltage is higher than the minimum steady state holding voltage. The resonance of the contactor to dips depend not only on the retained voltage and duration but also on the point on the waveform where the dip occurs, the effect being less at peak. That is also very important, the voltage unbalance. A three-phase power system is called a balance or symmetrical if the three-phase voltage and the currents have the same amplitude and are phase shifted by 120 degrees with respect to each other. If either or both conditions are not met, the system is called unbalanced or asymmetrical. And this is a very problem for the maintenance people. International standard for EN 50160 or IC 1000-3-X series give limits for the unbalanced ratio of less than 2% for LV and MV system and less than 1% for HV, measured as 10 minutes value with an instantaneous maximum of 4%. However, this limit can be locally reduced even as low as 0.25% at the British side of the channel. The solution will be the first and the most basic solution to rearrange and redistribute the loads in such a way the system becomes more balanced. For certain applications, there is a possibility of reducing unbalance by changing the operating parameters. In order to reduce the influence of the negative sequence current causing negative sequence voltage drops on the supply voltage, a low internal system impedance is required. This may be achieved by connecting the unbalanced loads at points with higher short circuit level or by other system measures to reduce the internal impedance. Another type of mitigation technique is the use of special transformer such as Scott and Steinmetz transformers. Finally, special fast-acting power electronic circuits such as static variance compensator can be configured to limit the unbalance. These are expensive devices and are only used for large loads, for example, arc furnaces, when other solutions are sufficient. Normally, this variance compensator used on transmission lines. Then comes the flicker. The flicker is a symptom of voltage fluctuation which can be caused by disturbances introduced during power generation, transmission or distribution, but are typically caused using large fluctuation loads that have rapidly fluctuating active and reactive power demands. The primary cause of voltage change is the time variability of the reactive power components of the fluctuating load. Such loads include, for example, arc furnaces, F-roll limits, drive, etc. In general, loads with a high rate of changes of power with respect to the short circuit capacity at the point of connection to the supply. It is very important to note that small power loads such as starting of induction motor, welders, boilers, power regulators, electric saws or hammers, pumps and compressor, cranes, elevators can also be source of flicker. Voltage fluctuation in power system cause several harmful technical effects, resulting in disruption to the production process with substantial costs. However, the physiological effect of flicker is the most important because it affects the ergonomics of the production environment, causing operator fatigue and reduced concentration level. Electric machines. Voltage fluctuation at the terminals of an induction motor cause changes in torque and slip because torque is proportional to the square of the voltage and consequently affect the production process. In worst cases, they may lead to the excessive vibration, reducing mechanical strength and shortening the motor service life. Voltage fluctuation at the terminals of the synchronous motor and generators give rise to hunting and premature wear of rotors. They also cause changes in the torque and power and increase in losses. Even the efficiency reduces. The usual effect of voltage fluctuation phase control rectified with DC side parameter control is a reduction of power factor and the generation of non-characteristic harmonics and the interharmonics. In case of drive, braking in an inverter's board, it can result to a commutation failure and consequent damage to the system components. Electrolysis. Both the useful life and the operation efficiency of the electrolyzer equipment can be reduced in the presence of voltage fluctuation. Also, elements of the high current supply line can become significantly degraded, thereby increasing maintenance and repair costs. Electro heating equipment. Operational efficiency of all heating equipment is reduced in the presence of significant level of voltage fluctuation. Example, an arc furnace would require longer melting point. So this was a simple introduction, something about the power quality, and I will show you certain slides over here which give you some sort of idea about. Now the most important is the harmonics, which are the interference in multiple of base frequency, interharmonics, which are not multiple of the base frequency. They damage your equipment. Let's see what the harmonics give us. You can see over here, this is an ideal equation on the blue side, and the harmonic is the generalized term used to describe the distortion of a sinusoidal waveform by waveforms of different frequencies. And this interferes with the non-linear load, changes the sinusoidal nature of the AC power current, and consequently the AC voltage drop, thereby resulting in the flow of harmonic currents in the AC power system that can cause interference with communication circuits and other type of the equipment. In effect, we will discuss over here afterwards. These harmonic currents also lead to increased losses and hitting numerous electromagnetic devices, motors, transformers, etc. When reactive power compensation in the form of a power factor improvement capacitor is used, resonant condition can occur that may result in high levels of harmonic voltage and current distortion. When the resonant condition occurs at a harmonic associated with the non-linear loads, and these non-linear loads are in plenty of use nowadays in the all over the world, because the development of the power electronics increase the use of this thyristor controlled VFDs, UPS, induction furnaces, whatever it may be. They are called the non-linear loads, which distort the basic frequency of the application. Now these are the source of harmonics. Common source of harmonic current in power system include power electronic converters, arc furnaces, static variable system, inverters for distributed generation, AC phase controllers, cyclo converters and DC converters, commonly used in switch mode power supplies, and pulse width modulated PWM motor drives. The effect of harmonics in a power up pervasive in that they influence system losses, system operation and system performance. Unless the harmonics are controlled to acceptable limits, the power equipment and even more as the electronic equipment may be damaged, resulting in costly system outage. The effect of harmonics are due to both current and voltage, although current produced effects are more likely to be seen in day-to-day performance. Voltage effects are some likely to degrade the insulation and hence shorten the life of the equipment. That is a very important point. Now you can see over here common effects of the harmonic: the increased losses within the equipment of associated cables, lines, cable losses increases, pulsating and reduced torque in rotating equipment. If you are using a VFD, this will give you a pulsating torque in rotation, and this will damage your bearings and so many things. Premature aging due to increased stresses in the equipment insulation, increased audible noise from rotating and static equipment, misoperation of equipment sensitive to waveforms, substantial amplification of currents of voltage due to resonance, communication interference due to inductive coupling between power and communication circuits. Resonance: most power system circuit elements are primarily inductive, therefore the presence of shunt capacitor used for power factor correction or harmonic filtering can cause cyclic energy transfer between the inductive and capacitive elements at the natural frequency of resonance. At this frequency, the inductive and capacitive reactance are equal. In practical electrical system, power factor correction capacitors are primarily utilized to offset the power factor penalty imposed by the utility. We all know that. This can create an abnormal situation because the combination of capacitors and inductive elements in the system can result in either series of parallel resonance or combination of both depending upon the system configuration. Usually, parallel resonance occur more than because capacitor banks act in a parallel with system impedance. This can be a matter of concern if the resonance frequency happens to be close to one of the frequencies generated by the harmonic sources in the current in the system. The result of a series resonance may be the flow of unexpected amount of harmonic currents through certain elements. A common manifestation of the excessive harmonic current flow is an advertent relay operation. Below fusible, sometimes you will see the switching off the breakers, or relays, whatever it may be. The result is that the sequence components may destroy. The result of a parallel resonance may be the presence of excessive harmonic voltage across network elements. A common manifestation of the excessive harmonic voltage is capacitor insulation failure. Your capacitor burned, insulation dielectric strength reduces. Now, we come to the limits of the harmonics. What standard tells us about that? What should be the limits and what are the remedial factors for that would be that we will discuss over here. Because managing harmonics in a power system is considered a joint responsibility involving both user and system owners and operators. Harmonic limits are recommended for both voltage and currents. The acceptable voltage distortion level from the basics of the harmonic voltage limit in the figures on the next slide. The recommended limits in this class apply only at the point of common coupling and should not be applied to either individual pieces of equipment or at location within a use of facility. In most cases, harmonic voltage and currents at these locations could be found to be significantly greater than the limits recommended at the PC due to the lack of diversity, cancellation, and other phenomena that tend to reduce the combination effects of multiple harmonic sources to level below their algebraic sums. Now, if we come to the standards, IP standard 519-2014 states that you can see over here, this is a chart which will give you some limitations of the, this is a chart. I found it in some publications. So the line frequency, there are different parameters, not only for harmonics, but for others also. That the line frequency should be typical environment will be 0.12 plus minus 3%. Typical acceptable limits is plus minus 1% for normal load, and critical load is plus minus 0.3% frequency deviation. You know that we understand that all the parameters of the power will be changed with the effect of the non-linear loads. So this has to be with a limit for other applications. Rate of frequency change 0.5 to 20, 1.5 Hz normal and 0.3 Hz for normal load, critical loads. Over and under voltage plus minus 5% plus 6.13, and phase imbalance is 2% to 10%. Now NFG publication gives you plus IEC code gives you plus minus 1% voltage imbalance limitation for normal loads. Or now the for normal load plus 5% minus 10% and plus minus 3% for critical loads. Phase imbalance is 2% to 10% and it is 5%. Power source tolerance to low power factor 0.85 to 0.6, 0.8 lagging. Tolerance for high ready departable state peak currents 1.3 to 1.6 is the normal environment. Typical environment 1 to 2.5% peak time and greater than 2.5 to peak time. Now harmonic voltage will be normal with 0 to 20%, but for the critical load, the normal load is 0 to 10% and 5% maximum total for the critical load. DC load and capacity capability of power source negligible to 5%, less than 0.1%. Voltage deviation from the wave 5 to 50%, 5 to 10%, and 3 to 5%. Voltage modulation negligible to 10%, 3%, and 1%. Transient surges plus 10% minus 15%, plus 20% minus 30%, normal load of plus 5 plus minus 5%. EMI ground current should be 0 to 10 ampere, 0.0001 this is leakage current or more, or 0.0035 ampere or less. In general condition, the leakage current is normally 5 milliamps, but for the hospitals and other places, it is less than 1 milliamps. Now, this is standard. Another standard example. If your voltage is less than or equal to 1 kV, individual harmonics should be a generalized way. The harmonic limitation should be 5%, and total harmonic dose, which is called THD, is 8%. I will give you the IC standard also, which to some extent they are similar to each other. So 1 kV to 69 kV it is 3% to 5%. 69 kV to 166 kV is 1.5 to 2.5%. 161 kV or less voltage it is 1 to 1.5%. These are the standard specified in the standards books. Recommended current distortion limit, that was the voltage, and the current is through 69 kV. This also gives you some sort of parameters, the harmonic distortion level. You have to should know for in compliance of all these charts. Current distortion limit to system rated above 69. You can see over the THD is 2.5%. Less than 20 degrees temperature variation, with respect to temperature variation, it is a total harmonic distortion vary. Harmonic distortion level system more than I don't we generally discuss 11 kV and low voltage over here. So, but these are the standard recommended multipliers. Increasing harmonic current limits. These are the multipliers. Now, this is another standard harmonic limit IEC standard 61000-2-4. This has classified into three different levels: class 1, class 2, and class 3. And I don't have a soft copy for this, that's why I give you this photograph over here. And the class 1 and class 2 or class 3, these are the different electromagnetic environments. And this clearly specify that class 1 is electronic sensitive equipment, class 2 for different environment, and class 3 is for different requirements. And their limitation says over here that you can see over here. Generally, the harmonic limitations, the dangerous harmonics are of odd harmonics. Even harmonics don't play any role in the problems. So that's why class 1, 2, and class 3 limitations are specified over here. And class 1 it is 3%. Class 1 it is if I read it out, it's 5% class 2, and class 3 it is 6%. So if you are using an environment where the electronic sensitive equipment are very much, then you have to restrict itself to 3%. So these are the different classifications over here. Compatibility levels, harmonic voltage components, even order, that is of not much important for the process industry. Now you can see over the total harmonic distortion over here. For class 1 it is should be less than 5 or 5%, class 2 it should be 8%, and class 3 it should be 10%. Even if you are using in hazardous area like IEC classify them 0, 1 and 2, and NC classify them 1, 2 and 3 divisions, class 1 division and class 2 division. The problem is that if you are using in a zero classification some sort of a with different temperature application, which is from T1 to TD6, the temperature classification changes because of the heating effect of the harmonic. Therefore, the hazardous area equipment changes service factor. and they will destroy the temperature limit will increase, the gases will burn, and you will have a lot of problems. So that's why you need this type of limitation. There should be within limits for harmonic distortion. Again, coming to that harmonic distortion, blackouts under over voltage, which are discussed, tips and transient, we have discussed it out. Now, we have discussed it also, capacitive reaction decreases as the frequency increases. A high relatively small percentage of harmonic voltage can cause a significant current to flow in capacitor circuit. Presence of a harmonic current causes distortion in waveform. If the natural frequency of a capacitor bank power system reactance is close to harmonic, then partial resonance occurs with amplified values of voltage and current. The elevated current will cause overheating. Possible solution for this would be is it is a general acceptable oversized component by 1.3 to 1.5%, increase insulation levels, and it's a common problem. The thermal losses will increase in generators. Effect of sequence component, unnecessary tripping of sequence components, voltage distortion, line notching, and generally in generators the AVR gives you a lot of problem if there are a lot of harmonics in that. Transformers, you will have a thermal increase in thermal losses, unbalanced distribution, transformers and neutral currents, transformer derating or K factor transformers. Generally, for the transformers, it is you will have to design parameters to be changed. If an environment have some sort of a harmonics, so the K factor should be added this in selection of the transformer. Induction motor, thermal losses, effect of harmonic sequence component, explosion proof motors and voltage distortion. Harmonic sequence component means is you are using a breaker. The There's a point where the breaker should be tripped. There's a point of changes. The zero sequence changes, and this will trip the breaker. Again, what I have explained earlier, the effect of marginal explosive proof motors, they are designed and pure sine waves. The rotor may overheat due to harmonics, resulting hot rotor and damaged seals. Temperature exceeds the T class, which is T1 to T6. So these are the codes according to EN 600341. 2% voltage distortion is permitted. 3% voltage distortion is permitted for EEXN as per EN 6000342. Next motor impact, voltage harmonics causes extra losses in direct line connected motors. The fifth and the harmonic counter totaling field, whereas the seventh harmonic creates a rotating field, bind the motor. Synchronous speed, the pulsating torque causes wear and tear on coupling and bearings. Normally, the lot of use of the VFD create a fifth and seventh harmonics. UPS create a third harmonic. Third harmonic means multiple of 50, 3 times multiple of 50. The base frequency, if you are using a 50 frequency base frequency, and the fifth harmonics means you can say 250 frequency, they interfere with the main supply voltage. The fifth and seventh, the percentage of the motor bearings and damage. Other impacts on this is the variable speed drives, lighting, flicker, effects of line notching on lighting, potential for resonance, uninterrupted power supplies may destroy computer and computer-based equipment. I have a lot of examples in the harmonics problems over here. Even different big hospitals in Pakistan, Karachi, where they create a ultrasound lab, and they were taking there were a lot of distortion in images because of this harmonics, and these are harmonics were coming from the UPS, and the UPS gives them the third harmonic, and this is very dangerous for them. Thermal losses increases in cable, skin and proximity effects, neutral system and 4-wire system, additional effect associated with harmonic. You can see in this example, the miscellaneous effects would be effects and negative consequences, conductor overheating, skin effect depending on frequency, capacitor failure, faulty operation of fuse and circuit breaker, increased stray losses in transformer resulting increase in iron and copper variety, increased losses in generation, multiple zero crossing effect the timing of the voltage regulator, causing interference and operation instability. Increased losses in the generator, multiple zero crossing affect the timing of the voltage regulator. Incorrect recording by utility meters, misoperation of the drives because your utility meters are taking reading on average. This harmonic disturb this average readings, misoperation of drives, interference in computer or telephone. Now you can see this example. The losses increase up to 17.73%. This is a simple example how the thermal losses increase in a cabin. And you have loss of energy also if the heating increases. In this example, the 42% is the INF, the load current is 600%, the harmonic level is current is 42%. Therefore, applying this formula gives you 17.73% increase in losses. Harmonic problems and measurement, peak factor, peak value, form factor. Measurement is based on average reading RMS calibrated, which is measuring average 0.632 into peak and multiplying the result by form factor of 1.11. This is value only for pure sine wave. Pure sine wave crest factor would be peak 1.414 upon 0.707. The higher the crest factor, more accurate it will be. Measuring equipment, telephone, circuit breaker, fuses, relay, all will be misoperation. Now this is reading taken by us by a harmonic analyzer, which gives you an ideal waveform. In this case, the total harmonic distortion is 1.4% on one phase, 1.3% another phase, and 1.2%. So you have to, according to your requirement, the level of THD levels, you have to determine as per IEEE or IEC standards. And the current harmonics is 6.9%, 7.3%, and 6.8%. This is some sort of a ideal power quality. Now I will show you the distorted power. This is a distorted. In one phase there's some sort of a connection problem. That's why the third phase is not giving you the voltage, correct voltage. But in this case you can see the current harmonics is 36.5%, 37.7%. This gives you the distorted waveform. These are taken by us on a simple transformer. Frequencies which are not integral of the multiple frequencies, these are called subharmonics. This is another factor in this way. Now, always go for, if you are designing something, introducing a VFD or UPS or any other type of the non-load, that would be induction furnaces, variable drives, speed drives, solid state, soft starter, instrument, all these are non-linear loads. So I will give you some sort of the solution which I see prefer. So you will see that how much they can impact because these are the costly affairs. Either you design your main whole or your maintenance problem will give you this sort of the problem. So the first would be that I will give you, this I have discussed earlier, and now the most easiest solution for a harmonic distortion is you have to oversize the component. The voltage is 415 volt, you go for 500 volt capacitor selection. Is the transformer selection would be, if you don't know the K factor of the transformer, then you can go for, instead of 100 kVA, you can go for 120 or 30 kVA transformers, if for example. So this will reduce the impact of the heating impact of the harmonic current and voltage. Dielectric strength will increase. You can select a higher dielectric strength for insulation level. This is the easiest, and but some sort of cost impact would be. This yields RMS value of the distortion as a percentage of fundamental frequency. The condition is called a non-linear load or non-sinusoidal load. The total amount of harmonics will determine the THD of the non-linear load. The more sources impedance, the more voltage distortion. Now in general, many multinational companies, the voltage harmonics limitation they have set globally to 5% and current harmonic to 10%. But I have shown you the standard. The standard say For the critical, you have to decide the environment, in which environment your equipments are working, and you have to decide according to the standards, which vary from 3% to 8%. So this have to be decided by yourself, because the generator don't create harmonics. The harmonics are created at the consumer end. The consumer have to decide what to do. This is one of the basic solution, that position the non-needed load upstream. That's why the impedance will be changed. The Z1 impedance will be less than Z2. The non-needed loads are near the power source, and the sensitive loads are remotely distant over here. Group the nonlinear loads. There should be a separate bus bar, a separate panel for the nonlinear loads. And this you can see over here. In this, the sensitive loads are separately, nonlinear loads are separately, and the nonlinear load 1 and 2 you can collect from there. But this is also a solution. And I have an example on this, on that the nonlinear load be separately power input. We have a separate power. There's an industry, a foundry over here in Karachi, and the consultant designed the whole load as a single load. So the load was about 1500 kVA, but that foundry has some sort of induction furnaces also. This induction furnace, in spite of a passive filter, which I'll come to that later on, in spite of the passive filter, the harmonics created a lot of problem for them. Their foundry breaker trips, their foundry capacitor burst, and the solution for that was recommended, that the 11 kV supply should be separate for non-linear loads as well linear load. For the old plant, it is a difficult task. But the new installation, you have to be careful about non-linear loads and linear loads. So designer or a consultant should be aware of this. So that is one solution. There is another solution also you can see over here. If you are getting 11 kV, which is in Pakistan, medium voltage, so the non-linear loads are separate and linear loads are separate fed from a different transformers. So that will reduce your impact of the harmonics, and the return feedback to the power system of the harmonic, the non-linear loads will be reduced. This will not be feedback to the power system, destroying all other equipment. I have so many problems. I have said that in a board ship, a simple, because the boards have about 60 hertz power supply, they installed a BFD to reduce the frequency from 50 hertz, because there are some systems which are operating on 50 hertz. This 50 hertz source, power generator source, created a lot of problems for that boat. That is a very expensive boat. I have seen that, and that was not resolved. I know that. That is a very difficult task, and installation of the filters is very expensive. Now the third solution is that with special connection, a DYD connection, a DY connection, or this is the vector groups, a DZ connection, zigzag connection, a delta star connection. They reduce different types of, suppress the harmonics level. But I have seen so many places that, because this have to be decided by yourself, what to do, what is the solution. And this is also very expensive, and these transformers have to be specially built for harmonic suppression. That's why when you are designing, when you are working and as a maintenance engineer, separate linear loads and non-linear loads, and then feeding to be accordingly as per requirements or recommendations. Stall reactors. Reactors that limit the harmonic current. I will show you what type of the filter over here. But there is also very important information, that the earthing system should be TNS. What do you mean by TNC? In TNC is the earthing system where the neutral and grounds are same. Same cable carry the neutral current as well as ground currents. In TNS system, the neutral power source is common. Neutral and ground is common. But the distribution afterwards have to be separately, the neutral should be separate, and the ground P conductor, which is called P. In the first instance, it is PN conductor, neutral ground common. In the second instance, TNS means for harmonic suppression, you have TNS, the requirement is TNS or IT. That there are three earthing systems, TT, TN, and IT. And TN have two systems, TNC and TNS. And preferably for harmonic suppression, you have to use the TNS system where earthing and ground should be separate, run all over the equipment. You can see over here, this is the less expensive passive filter. The non-linear, they are grounded. And one thing is very important. If you're using a filter in a system, your earthing system will be very perfect, like this. If your earthing system is not perfect, they recirculate in the systems. So this is the one system, the easiest way using a reactance and capacitor filter. So this is called a passive filter. And normally it is used in industrial installations with a set of nonlinear loads representing more than 200 kVA, UPS installation requiring power factor correction, installation where voltage distortion must be reduced to avoid disturbing sensitive loads, installation where current distortion must be reduced to avoid overloads. Now, this is also very expensive. For non-linear loads of less than 200 kVA, installation current distortion must be reduced. And this is the phenomena, and this is they put a sensor in a non-linear load, and this generator, harmonic generator, this is AHC is a harmonic generator. This generate a harmonic opposite in phase to the non-linear generating harmonics. So they nullify both each other, opposite to each other, and they are destroyed. The harmonics are destroyed in this way, and this is called an active filter. This is an active filter application. Now this is a hybrid filter. This is a combination of a passive filter and hybrid filter. Installation more than 200 kVA, active filter will have the same sensor, and if the remaining harmonics will be also be grounded over here, with the have a passive and passive filter. This is a combination of, and this is more expensive. So you have to decide yourself what is the solution. Harmonic audit will determine the exact method. Non-linear should not be more than, if you are using a normal transformer, so the non-linear should not be more than 20 to 30% a part of their total load. These are the simple limitations for to destroy. Harmonic calculation you can calculate over here in the presentation. This I will not go into the details of the shortage of the time. So this gives you the harmonics voltage. You can say calculate also. The conclusion will be the power being an important commodity must be supplied to the consumer with best quality as much as possible so that unwanted distortion in the supply to the equipment is prevented. Poor power quality not only damages the equipment but also it interrupts the whole operation of a workplace. The solution for the maintaining power quality are expensive, but they can be implemented subject to the cost versus output ratio. So these are different types of the filters. I don't name that. These are the filters installed. And this is a one sort of a harmonic analyzer which calculate this power analyzer. So this gives you a simple presentation on power quality. A lot of work is to be done over here, and we open for question answer sessions over here. In fact, the voltage drop is a different issue. A voltage dip is a different issue. As per IC standard 60038 and 39, the voltage drop limitation is now plus 10% minus 6%. Either it is plus minus increase in voltage. The 5% is the general. Now in 2008 they have changed this voltage drop limits. Every equipment should be capable of handling plus 10% and minus 6% voltages in equipments also. This is the IEC standard 60038. Even and that 60039, I think if I am correct, 39 gives you the plus minus 2% frequency deviation. That is a different thing. That is the manufacturer instructions that their insulation level should be so high that they should be tolerable up to plus minus 10%. But in voltage, dip is transient. So you have to go for a transient. That will be a short time. If you are starting a big motor, or the transient if you are doing some sort of the welding work, so that the dip will be of different timings. Even the sag will be of different timings. So that what you are mentioning is the voltage drop limitations, and your equipment should be capable of operating on these lower voltage or high voltage up to that limit. That is the voltage tolerance limit, and the voltage dip is the operational impact on your system. Yes. Even the sag and dip are transient. And there are a lot of solutions for that. But the practically, you can see, but the lot problem would come from the non-linear loads, harmonics. I have a lot of problems over here. If you have another question, please mail me. I will try to answer that. But the importance is the IEEE standard and IEC standard. If you follow these standards, IEC and IEEE, one I have shown you over here in this presentation, then you will be safe. Even the management, what happens in Pakistan? The management said, please put this VFD in operation. You take the normal supply and put the in operation. Don't consider that it is a non-linear load. So their design parameters should be according to the requirement of the non-linear load. That's what we are not doing in the maintenance people. I have done a lot in the maintenance field, but we don't know at that time what is there. What is the impact of the harmonics? When I come to this in private sector, then I understand the harmonic is so dangerous, and nobody takes care of the textile fiber destroyed, even power supply disrupted, transformer burns, motor bearing burns, but it is act like a ghost. So just the tripping of the unnecessary, unnecessary tripping of the breakers. So we have to be careful in sorting the root cause of any problem. And what to do at the consumer end. Somebody told me that even like the power factor, the low power factor, the penalties are imposed in different countries. Even they impose on harmonics limitations also. If your harmonics limitations are within certain limits, and then if because this destroy the power supply system also, so they impose some sort of penalty like power factor. Yes, in the Pakistan, the limiting value is zero point 0.9 for power factor, zero point 0.9. And if it is less than zero point 0.9, they impose you penalty. In Bangladesh, I have seen it is 0.95. The different countries have their own limitations because this power factor reduce their reactive power consumption, the shortage of the reactive powers. So that's why that gives you a lot of problems. So the utility company for their own safety put these capacitors. And if their capacitors are imposed on a harmonic levels, harmonic atmosphere, they will burst because the resonance frequency will destroy this capacitive effect. It is zero point 0.9. One time, sometimes if you the capacitors are added more wrongly, then it goes up to 1 because the auto correction factor increase. If there's some measurement is problem, instead of one capacitor you are adding 3 capacitors, the reactive component will increase and the power factor will be more than 1. Yes, you can have a lot of shutdown because of the power factor, because of the dips, because you have to install the filters also and some sort of protections. If you have a sensitive electronics equipment, the dips will destroy the PCB board also. And sometimes over voltage, sometimes under voltage. So you have to install the filters. And one thing is the filters, and the second thing is that your grounding system should be, if the power voltage is 0, then your plant will be shut down. That's why you can have some supplementary support power supply system either in terms of the capacitors also, you can add up some sort of the capacitor also. Yes, if in the microsecond, it depends upon your equipment. Your equipment, to what type of equipment, what is the tolerance limit of that equipment, and you have to select your own environment. That is that in certain, this microsecond should not destroy your car, this not shut down, and there should be in protective systems a delayed action. So you can select your protection system accordingly. But this is a common problem that you have some sort of dips, sags, harmonics. Harmonics is at the consumer end, and dips and sags generally the general environment. In which environment you are in an industry, and then some industries are using some sort of transient components, so you will also be affected by that. That is not the UPS generates the third harmonics which travel in the neutral feeder, and they travel in the current is flowed in the positive sequence component, and the neutral don't use UPS as a harmonic. You can use a line conditioner. This the UPS is not the solution for the harmonics. You for if the transient and dips and sags, you can use the line conditioner. There is another sort of the equipment which is called the line conditioner. So you can use that line conditioner for your equipment. But UPS is only the standby power supply, and this will not filter out your harmonics. If the UPS is with built-in filter, if the normal UPS gives you 35 to 45% THD level, that UPSs are with built-in filters. There are certain classification of the UPS also. Standard normal UPS will give you 35 to 45%, and if you go on installing these filters, improving the filter phenomena, this will go to 4 to 5%, which is the best one. So this built-in filter out the harmonics in the UPS. This is the additional part of the UPS. What are the factors for analyzing THD? The factor, you have a power analyzer for THD, but the factors are that you are using lot of non-linear loads. You have to check your environment where you're using lot of non-linear loads. Please distinguish between linear loads and non-linear loads. If you are using a non-linear load, your THD will increase. So either I have discussed in my presentation that either you redesign your system or install filters. I've experienced a lot in the power industry also. The lot of problems because of the harmonics, because the engineers don't know about the power quality, and that they install. What happens that you are continue installing VFDs, you are continue installing USB. There is a lot of usage of them, but don't care about the power quality. So there is a lot of problem with me in industry also. The system works on K electric, but the own generation don't work. It trips. So I have a lot of experience. I can share it with you. Even in the naval boats, I have seen this problem in induction in use of non-linear loads of induction furnace create a lot of problems. Create a lot of problems for them. So that's why they need a solution, and I've just a certain solution for that. So you have to go for in start what to do. If I am installing a VFD, even in our gas companies, I have seen a big gas company in Pakistan. They, in spite of the filters, they have a lot of problem. The cable burst.